Alrighty. Whoa! We're live! Whoa!
Wow!
How are you, Mackenzie?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, especially today. It's the first good day of 2020, I guess.
I know. I think this is when 2020 started.
Yeah, no, the rest of the year is just a blur. Nothing happened.
Yeah, didn't exist.
It really starts now.
Yes.
Oh my god. So, I'll do a quick intro, and then we'll see if people want to hop in and ask questions. If not, we're just going to chat about scaring.
Yay.
Fun. And for those who are curious as to why my hair changed, I'm wearing a wig because I could not be bothered to style my hair today.
But wigs are fabulous, and we love them.
The pros of being a cosplayer, you have wigs all over the place.
Yes.
And you know how to quickly throw one on. I was like, I need to go live in 2 minutes. Oops. Let's just throw this on real quick. I don't even have a hat to cover like this horrible hairline of my cheap wig because I packed it and it's in storage. So,
oh,
yay.
Goodness.
Moving. So, I will do my intro. Hi, everyone. My name is Noelle, also known as Charge and Die on Instagram, TikTok, all the things. I am a professional scare actor. I tell Scareactor Stories as my main content, and with the mess the way it is, I could not scare this year, so I thought it would be fun to interview fellow scare actors instead so that they could tell their scare actor stories. I have a guest with me tonight. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Mackenzie, and I'm a Chipotle addict. Oh, sorry, wrong group.
No, same group. I remember this in all right.
Cool. It's been 1 day since my last bowl. So I'm Mackenzie. I was a scare actor for a couple of years. I actually did one in Orlando. It was HHN 25, and then 28 here in Hollywood, where me and Noelle got to be Wolf Sisters.
Wolf Sisters for life. Forever.
Oh my god. I definitely don't miss the onesie aspect that we had for a hot second for the first 2 days.
Oh yeah. For you mean the costume itself?
Yeah, before they, gave us buttons, we were like,
that was the first few weeks. Remember, I was flashing costumes whenever they came by. I'm like, I need something. So what Mackenzie's referring to is we had this full body leotard with the fur on it for the wolf costume. And we had hook and eyes in the back, so we would have to help each other get unhooked, take the whole thing off if we wanted to use the restroom, and then put the whole thing back on, which was horrible to do because the fabric stuck to our sweat, and of course we're running around getting all sweaty, so we couldn't. It took the full 30-minute break for us to use a restroom. It was really awful. But every time costumes came down, it was who has an issue with their costume? I would flash them underneath and be like, I can't pee. Please.
And then they gave us the baby onesie type buttons so that we could pee. I was like, this is fun.
Yeah, it's right down there. It had little button snaps that we could unsnap and then resnap, which was way better. Absolutely. It was at least we could use it. It was fine.
I actually I was thankful that they gave us the little biker shorts that had pockets, because I would put my cell phone in the pocket so that it would vibrate when it was time to go to break. But then it was also perfect because since I had it, I didn't need the buttons anymore because I was like, shorts.
I forgot we had those shorts, and with pockets too. I used to do that too. I would put my phone in and then wait for the vibration. Every so often I would touch the side just to make sure, is it vibrating?
I know.
Am I hear it?
It's can I go?
Can I go? And then if my phone died or something, I would just watch someone else be like, they went on around the same time as me. I'll just get off around that time. Or I would look for you and be like, whenever she comes out, that's my set.
Yeah.
Because we had just opposite sets.
We switched. Oh my god, it was that outfit.
The worst was the pressure of getting ready for the scaremony, because we had a full team getting us into our costumes, especially when we were balding on our arms, and they had to have costume specific person to help us out, but they wouldn't train them either, so we would have to train them. It was weird. But we had a full team to get ready, and then I had to get ready for scaremony. And then we would do that, and then I would be on for 2 minutes and then go back off because it wasn't actually my set. I would just go for the performance and then come back, be like, cool, thanks guys.
Oh, I know. Oh God, in that helmet wolf costume, it was so tough that first set. Because it was like we'd be standing waiting for like 15 minutes and then we would do it and then I'd still have to do like another 30 minutes on set and I was like, I need breath.
Especially after a performance, like you're putting on a performance rather than just walking around and scaring people. So you poor thing must have been exhausted.
I used to run kind of a little bit with everybody like into the crowd and then eventually I was like, I'm walking. I was like, I can't breathe. I'm walking.
I need to conserve my energy. It's okay. I ran into the crowd for you. At least one of the wolves ran in.
I gave you credit for it because that was that one time you couldn't come to the show and I had to do your little howl and I was like, how does she? Oh my God, how does she do this? I couldn't hear and I was like, oh my God.
The first few times I did it, I didn't really know when the howl happened, so I was like, how do I time the run? And like I'll look all jittery, but when do I run? We didn't like really rehearse this part because it's just me, and I would have to guess. And to time the howl, I was like, I'm a little early. Slow it down. Oh, there's the howl.
Pretty sure that's how it went for me. I was like,
oh, there it is. Just jerk back motion. And then there was that one time I almost fell flat on my face. Doing it. I was like, I am wobbly. No one noticed I'm wobbly. How long is this howl, dear God? It feels like 3 minutes long, but I know it's only a few seconds. So, we got some people in the chat. Hi, Heather. Hi, Speedy. Hi, it's Huxton. Hello, everyone. So this is Mackenzie. People. She's fellow wolf sister. We're reminiscing about the times we were wolves. Ow! And and if you have any questions or you want to talk about anything in particular, I do read the chat. So let me know what you guys want to talk about. Otherwise, we're just gonna reminisce because it's been a while. Yes. What did the mask hurt you at all when you had to adjust? Because I don't feel like you complained about anything. You were so nice to work with. I was complaining all the freaking time.
Oh no, I complained. I was like, I'm done. I was like,
I'm done.
I'd be like in the break room and I'd be like, do we have to? I'm tired. It rubbed me a little bit, a couple of spots. I think they had to like replace the foam right here a couple of times because sweating profusely, but it would also just kind of rub me awkwardly. I just had difficulty putting it on my head because I got a big head, and it'd be tough to like put it on. I'd have to like take it off and like shimmy it on at some point because I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah, we had a whole routine. It was like we had to put the head on first and then the gloves and then walk up the costumes and then they had to put the sleeves over the gloves and we were like, good, wander out.
Right? I kept trying to stall as long as possible to put that helmet on because I knew it was like that and then the gloves. So anytime like Ryan, like any of our managers would start talking or people would slowly be going, I'm like, I'm just gonna sit for a minute. Oh, are we ready? Okay.
I hated putting that head on because you saw like I would get like
I know you had like all the
and then I had to put tape on and it helped a little bit, but no, I was known for bleeding right here after every shift.
I know, I felt so bad.
It's fine, it's whatever. Also my toenails bruised. I didn't know toenails could bruise. Like, yeah, apparently my toenails bruised. And then there's nothing you could do to heal it other than just let the toenail grow out. So it took like a year for the bruising to finally get off. Yeah.
Actually, I think that makes sense. I think I like bruised my toe, like the toenail area, and it took like almost a year for it to just disappear.
I think it was the boots and the way I was running. And it just hit against the boots so much. Speedy says, found you on TikTok and love the stories. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna tell more stories.
She's awesome.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember all this stuff because I found so many people on TikTok were like, can we see the wolf costume? Can we see what the wolf looks like? And I'm like, it's not my costume. I can't show you. I'm sorry. I don't have any footage. I don't have any pictures. Like, my dad tried to take pictures of me, but they were all fuzzy because it's my dad. He's a boomer. He doesn't know how to take pictures. So I didn't have anything. So I'm like, sorry. But then I searched on YouTube and I looked up like the Scareamony and some other things from that year. There was so much of you, I gotta say. I was like, yeah, that's definitely Mackenzie. I can't include that for like my video. But I did find like little clips of me just like wandering around, some scares. So I was like, okay, yay, there's something of me scaring.
I loved your costume.
I loved yours too. Like, we had the same costume other than the dresses being different.
Yeah.
I will say I feel blessed in the sense that I didn't have to wear the cape with it, because that seemed to give you trouble.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Oh my god, that cape was so hot. It was like, I literally, with our hairy costume aspect, with the shorts, a skirt, a corset, and then, like the gloves with claws, and then that red cape. I would go home after running around for like 6 hours, and I would eat a full-blown meal because it was just so exhausting and so hot in that thing. And I'm already a kind of furnace for some reason. Like, I just get super hot all the time. So it was so tough wearing that costume. And it was heavy, too.
I felt the cloak once, and it was like, whoa, that's got some weight to it. When I first saw you wear the costume with like the corset and stuff, there was like nothing here, and it was the cloak, right? And a part of me was like, oh, indecency! Like, there's nothing covering up here, but it's still part of the costume. Like, you still see the wolf fur and everything, but part of me is like, her boobs are exposed, but not really.
Oh no,
oh, no, indecent.
How dare we?
Oh my god. Hi, Faith. Welcome back. Alexandra, how long have you been live? Since 8 p.m. I was right on the dot this time, sorta. I had the stream starting soon for like 3 minutes, but we've been live since 8. Anyone flip your skirt? Me? No. You? Anyone go for the skirt?
No.
Well, your skirt was longer, so they would have to put a lot more effort.
Yeah, they really would. I had my skirt went down to my ankle, so I was lucky on that one.
Only your ankles, indecent.
I know. I was so
You're
indecent.
exposing all the wolfness. Oh my god.
No.
So, let's get to stories, because you said you remembered some stories.
Story time.
Story time! Let's reminisce. Yeah.
I have I remember some stories because I did Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, and here, of course. So I remember like a fun story about scaring the bejesus out of somebody. It was like Jack's haunted house or something like that. So he had it was like different rooms with different themes. So I like to call myself, I was a weeping angel. Doctor Who fans, what's up? So I was like sitting there in this hideaway, in like a boo hole, and I was just covering my face, and I would hit the trigger, and it would just do this like thunder and screams and stuff, and I would like pop out, and I literally made someone scream so hard, fall backwards, and like topple 3 people. It was so good. And he let up the highest scream ever. And I was
I love scaring people where it's like you were not expecting that sound to come out of their body at all. And then the domino effect, that's always fun.
Oh, it was great. It was so good. And I did the Walking Dead house, and I was the horde of zombies. So it was just like I was just pushing this horde, and apparently I helped a fellow scare actor get a great scare because this girl was walking through and she saw me, like my horde. She's like, "Oh, that's so cool." And she literally like turns around and he's just right in her face, and she's like, and she just like sprints out the building, and he, after his set, he comes up to me, he's like, "You helped me get the best scare of the night." And I was like, "Yes."
And yet they get the gruesome card and you don't.
I got a gruesome card for that.
Oh, good.
I think I got a gruesome card for that one, or like a different one where it was the same thing. It was like tag team scaring, and they were like, "You knock somebody to the ground." And I was like, "Yes."
Success. I love that. I love working with other scarers to get the.
So much fun.
Yeah, because like, especially distraction scare, because someone will be focused on either you or another person, and you or another person would like sneak up, and they don't expect you to be right there.
Yep.
I would always do that for the revenge scares whenever there were jerks hitting on Aubrey out there as the wolf, and they'd be like, "Come here," but I would just pop up behind them, wait for them to turn around, and then they go, "Ah!"
I love those so much.
I love actually getting them. The worst feeling is like when you try and do a revenge scare on someone who is really pissing off your friend or like hitting on them or something, and then you try and scare them and there's no reaction, then they start hitting on you instead, and it's like, damn, you didn't learn your lesson. I really wanted to teach you a lesson there, but damn, man.
Ugh, people.
Go back to hell.
I had a guy when I was walking down the street. Because one of my scares that I would do as the wolf sister would be when the crowd was coming at us and it was really thick. I would crouch, so I'd be like kind of squatting through the crowd because people wouldn't see me until I'm like right in their face. I got so many scares that way. But one time I was walking through and somebody behind me who had clearly seen our movie was just like, "Oh, are you gonna go into the woods and do naughty things? Oh, you going into the woods to do naughty things?" And I was like,
I don't remember at what point I actually saw the movie and understood the context of our characters, but it wasn't until later in the season. So
I think, you know what? I had won our movie during our orientation, like the first day, and I think I let you borrow it or something because I think you saw it. You hadn't seen it yet, so I was like,
"That's right, yeah. It was from you. That's right. I forgot about that." But it wasn't until I feel like it wasn't
like halfway.
until
We were like halfway done.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like halfway through the season, so the first half I was like not really understanding who the zombie kids are and how do we interact with them and all that stuff. And then I saw the movie and went, "Oh, we're sluts."
We're not. We lure silly, stupid
We're
men.
sirens. Oh, we're succubi. I mean, we're werewolves. I'm listing all other monsters, but no, we're werewolves, but we lure people into the woods and then we eat them as a ritual.
Hey.
And you of all people were the newest one. I thought it was like at first I thought it was like you and I are the leaders of the pack, and then we were like leading Aubrey and Sky and their characters into like being a full werewolf. But no, you were the baby.
I was the fresh one.
Yeah, you were the fresh meat.
Technically, Sky like played me at the beginning because she wore my cape for the opening ceremony.
That's
and then
true.
Fully transformed later.
Oh wow. Don't they at least give you a foam mallet for those jerks? Oh no. Of course they won't. They won't give us a weapon to use on guests.
No.
It depends on the character that you're playing. Because if you have a prop, you can use it. Not on them, obviously. Don't hit them with it.
No, can't hit them.
But you could intimidate with it. But there was a point, I think I told you this, Mackenzie, but in case people didn't hear, there was a point that Jeff, one of the stilt walkers, gave me his, what was it? It was a
like that crop.
The mallet.
Was it a mallet?
No, it was an axe. It was something like that.
Oh, okay.
It was like a hatchet.
It was
it was a little hatchet. That's right. That's what it was. So he gave me his hatchet. I was like, I can't hold this. I can't like move my claws.
I got no fingers.
I physically can't hold this. And why would I have a hatchet? I'm a big wolf. I don't need a weapon. And I'm just so confused. I moved around. I think Sky and Diamond were walking through, other Scareactors that we worked with, and they were walking through on their break just to watch us, and they were recording what was going on. They happened to catch me in one of their Snapchats looking very confused holding a mallet. They were like, "What was that about?" I'm like, "I don't know." So I started chasing. I tried to scare some people with it, and people looked more confused than anything else. Like, why does that wolf have a hatchet? Like, what is this? So then I ran after Jeff, and I presented it to him like, please take this back.
Take it back.
Take it back. I can't hold this. I don't know what to do with this. And he just pats my head and then walks away. I'm like, Jeff, no. And I was like chasing after him with his hatchet.
He patted my head so many times. It was hilarious. I loved how we all interacted together at some point.
Same, yeah. Like we interacted with the zombie kids quite a bit, and obviously the stilt walkers and
the chainsaw boys.
And the chainsaws, yeah. It was nice.
I loved one time with the chainsaw boys and Jeff on the stilts. He I would chase the chainsaw boys down the road, just be like, ah. And I think I backed a few of them into a corner, and they were like, no. And one of the stilts, Jeff, he came up and he just started patting my head, and he was like, no, good puppy.
I love, too, most of the Scareactors that we were working with, like, their characters, we were, like, the puppies, so we would run up and be like, ee. But then to others, we were the monster chasing other Scareactors, like,
yeah. I think I remember some of the chainsaws would, like, come into our zone or, like, the edge of it and see us and scream and then start running, and we were just like, ah.
I don't know if we have the same hierarchy, but for me it was... chainsaws were above us, and then the wolves, and then the zombie kids. So the zombie kids, I would chase them, and then they would hide behind a chainsaw who would then scare me off.
Oh,
Except for that one time where the chainsaw person was cool and didn't understand the hierarchy and just kind of waved at me and then walked away, leaving the zombie kid completely exposed. And then we didn't know what to do. So then he hides behind like 3 thin leaves of a fern plant off to the side. And I went, where'd he go? Like we both had that eye contact of, what do we do now? Like, we're improving, but I would eat you. I can't eat you. Yeah, you have to do something. You got to run. And he like hides the worst possible way. But I had to take it and run with it. And we're like, where'd he go?
I love it.
I was going to ask a question, but I forgot what the question was. Do you remember our brigade that we would do at the end of nights? Where we would all gather? What was the song we would chant? I forgot what it was.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, no. Was it Hooked on a Feeling? No,
yeah.
No, it was the Ooga Chaka, Ooga Chaka, yeah.
Ooga Chaka. Oh my god, that was so funny. And then so we would go out and we would like circle people. I swear the first, I don't think it ever got not awkward whenever we did that. I was gonna say the first few nights was awkward and then it got better, but I don't think it ever got better. I'll be honest.
It was interesting.
It was. I forgot which celebrity we trapped in our circle, but there was a celebrity and I don't remember who it was.
I think it was Kendrick Lamar.
Yes, it was. Kendrick Lamar got trapped in our circle at the end of the night. I bumped into so many people. I'm glad no one complained because I could not see at all. And I didn't know when to break off because we would have to break off at some point and then scare everybody and then that would be the night. And I never knew where I was going because I couldn't see.
Oh no, we for those who don't know, me and Noah literally had our vision was pretty much this, like super microscopic.
In the mouth of the wolf, so we have to look down.
Yep, it was like a Beetlejuice. Like our eyes were in the mouth, so we were very Beetlejuice. I used to look through those like towards the end when people would try and scare me, and I would do like the clapping with my giant paws. I would look at them through my eye holes. I'd be like,
huh. Good job. Not good job. You're not scaring. Were you out there? I don't think you were ever out there when I was out there, except for like 1 or 2 times.
Yeah.
Like when we did it on purpose. But there was one time where it was completely dead. It was me. I think Nick was out there. I don't remember what other zombie kids were out there, but there was only like 4 or 5 of us out. And it was so dead in our zone. And there was like these 2 teenagers, obviously underage. Like, I don't like to judge age because I'm so bad at it, but they were obviously not 21 yet. And they were going through at the, like, beginning of the zone that they were walking through. I tried to scare one of them, and the girl just goes, "You're not scary." Ugh. And I just kind of do that little head tilt of, oh, I'm not scary. Oh, okay. And then she goes to, like, the middle of the zone. She turns around and goes, "None of you are scary." And then all of us at the same time started doing this slow clap and walked her out of the zone. Like a hive mind. We all just were like, okay, all right, cool. And then she walks out with her guy friend who wasn't saying or doing anything. And then I immediately went to security and was like, I think she's drunk and underage. You might want to look into that. Like... She's very clearly like one eye's over here, the other one's over here, like, none of you are scary. Like, girl.
People forget, like, we're petty. If you mess with us, we will mess back.
Hey, guess what? There's nobody in my zone right now but you. I'm gonna pick on you. If you're being a dick, I'm gonna pick on you.
Ugh.
I got time.
Yep.
Let me feel for the vibration in my pocket. Oh, I'm still on set. I got time. Vincent, hi. Speedy, Hooked on a Feeling, and Sasu says Beetle Wolves. Yeah. And hi, Vincent. Yes, I see you say hi. What other stories we got? You got to play with the fire too, right? The fire tower?
I did get to play with the fire tower. That was fun.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
I got a little too trigger happy with the fire tower when I got to play with it. He was like, only press it once, and I was like, yeah, and he was like, no.
Sorry.
I was like, it's fun playing with fire. That fire archway, I still love it. I think I told you this one about the best scare that I had that included the fire archway.
Yeah.
With that
Tell
girl.
it again for those who didn't
Oh,
hear
it was the best. It was the best scare. It was this group of teenagers that were walking into our zone, and we have this huge fire archway at one end. So I see this group, and this girl, she's like turned her back. She's talking to someone. She's not paying attention. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. Her friends see me, and they know what's happening, so they are distracting her. So as I'm squatting down to like completely stretch out, she's turning, and then I'm guessing the fire dude is just sitting up there, and he sees it. So he like presses the fire button. It completely illuminates me, and I'm just like, and she turned around right at that moment, saw me, and just screamed bloody murder and just started sprinting out of the zone. Meanwhile, her friends are dying laughing. They're just like, that was the best.
I love it when other people in the group are in on the scare and don't ruin the scare.
Oh, the best.
It's like, thanks for being good sports.
Right. Although I will say though, the dudes who come in through with their girlfriends, I only saw one dude one time protect his girlfriend. So like I'm coming towards them and he literally like swings her around behind him, but every other dude was like shoving their girlfriends in our faces. And I was like, no.
After a few times of that happening, I think I said this to you, after a few times of like noticing the pattern of like the boyfriend would push the girlfriend into me, I started to like kind of let her fall into me, catch her, because she's going to fall over. Yes. I catch her and I whisper in her ear, dump him, he's the real monster, and then push her back into the guy.
Like, your boyfriend's trash.
Your boyfriend is absolute trash. What a man. Chivalry is not dead, but he will be.
I should have gone up to that dude that protected her, and been like, good man, good man.
Good man. Yes, protector.
He's a keeper.
He's a keeper. He's trying to protect you. He's gonna fail because we're professionals, but A for effort, you know.
He tried.
Oh, Bubba's in the chat. Hi,
Bubba.
Hi. He says, hey, everyone in the chat, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Oh, you're the best. Thank you. Oh. Sasu, by the way, wig or new do, love it. I knew people were gonna comment on that.
It's great hair.
Thank you. I like the color. I don't think I'll dye my hair this color for realsies because I have to stay neutral for acting, but it would be fun. It would be fun one day to do it. It's a wig, to answer everyone's question. I was recording like all day today. Honey, it suits you. Thanks. That's so funny. I was recording like all day today and I had my hair in a bun just to keep it out of the way. And then just like 10 minutes before going live, I realized, wow, I have no time to style my hair and it looks disgusting. So I just threw a wig on. The beauty of cosplay, like I said this earlier, but the beauty of cosplaying is I have wigs everywhere. Just grab a random one, throw it on.
It works.
It works. It works. I wish I had a hat with it though, but it's all in storage, but whatever. Vincent, tell me about getting punched in the face. What? What's this one? Crystal Clear 20. Hello, this is my first live here and coming from someone who gets scared really easily. It's good for me to see that people who wear the costumes remember who they scare and sometimes things scare them. Yeah. So we're real people. Yes.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're real people behind the masks, you know. This is not my real hair. It's a wig today. But other than that, I'm a real person. Getting punched in the face. Have you ever been punched in the face while scaring?
No, thank God.
Lucky. I got kicked in the face. I have been punched. I don't remember those times necessarily. There was one time I was like this gang member and then someone punched me in the eye and it worked with the makeup. So I didn't have to like give myself a black eye. I was like already there. It was really fun taking Bart home that night. It was like, no one mess with me. I got punched because I scared someone. It was a fight or flight thing. So it was like, it was an accident. Yeah. They were really apologetic. But yeah, they got my eye. There was another one where I got kicked in the face because I was spider crawling toward a guest and they kicked me in the eye. Not the eye. It was like my forehead. It was like right above the eye. And I'm like, you guys keep going for the same area.
I mean, I guess like a person kind of smacked my hand because it was when I was in Orlando and it was the American Werewolf house. And it was like the movie theater scene. So we were very out in the open in that scene. and I had to do this thing where I hit the trigger, and I would, kind of flail my arms. And a woman was so close that she like smacked my hand, and I was like, oh okay. It's like, all right. But luckily, nobody ever punched me or anything.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm happy for that. Because as the wolf, I didn't get, like, hit as much. Like, people try to pet me and hug me and everything, but I got groped, But other than that, like, no one hit me, which was nice. The only things, like, people would hit me was when the boyfriends would push their girlfriends into me. And then I'd go, dump him, he's the real monster.
I will say, though, like, speaking of the one who talked about being scared, I usually would keep an eye out for people who just, I love scaring people, but, like, I would keep an eye out for people who just looked absolutely petrified, like little kids or things like that, because I'm just like, I'm not gonna, just mentally screw you over. I almost actually got tackled, kind of. Speaking of that, it was this family that was, like, linked arm in arm, and I could tell that the younger brother, he had... he was on the spectrum a little bit, and he was very scared. So I was just like, I'm going to avoid. But I was going that direction, so I was kind of trying to avoid them. But I think his older brother didn't realize that I was leaving. So he like kind of started to like act like he was going to jump at me, but his mom pulled him back. So I was thankful for the mom, but I usually try to avoid people who just look absolutely petrified, because I was like, it's not going to be safe for you or me.
True, and that's really nice of you, because I'm the same way. Like, I don't want to go for the people that look like they are traumatized, because that's not fun. You pushed it too far. But as a scare actor, I will say scare actors are trained to aim for those people because it's an easy scare.
Oh, yeah, it is.
So, just be careful going through. Sometimes you'll get nice characters like me and Mackenzie here, and we'll be like, you look too scared, so I'm going to avoid you. And then if they're like, I was just going to say, Speedy says adopts kids. I was just going to say, if there's a kid that looks like they're scared, but they can kind of handle seeing the wolf and interacting and realizing I'm a friend, then I'll adopt them and have them like scare other characters so that they feel more empowered.
I had a little kid who was scared of me, so I kind of like crouched down and like put my head near him so he could, but he was still scared, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, some of them are just like, like I would be 10 feet away, just kind of waving slowly at them. It's like, don't make any sudden movements, the kid is scared. And then they'll still like hide behind mom's leg. It's like, I just wanted to make a friend. I'm sorry. It's the mask. It's not me. I'm sorry. It's just naturally scary.
I think I got one kid to like point somebody out that I could go scare for them. And they were like, and I was like, yeah.
Please, I want to target. It's funny that it became known that I would kind of adopt the kids and bring them around a while, because
I remember that.
Jeff on the stilts, he was my lookout for kids like that too. Where he would like pat my head and go, follow me. And I'm like, okay, where are we going? And he would bring me to a kid who's like, oh, it's a wolf. I'm like, you brought me to a kid. Come with me, child. Let's scare together. It was so fun.
Pretty.
And I was like, other people are on board for me stealing children. This is great. And then we did the Sanderson sister walk together, and I was like, I am a Sanderson sister. I steal all the children. I wish that happened a little better. I wish people didn't like get in the way. People ruin things all the time.
All the time.
It was like we were staring at our feet for a while trying to figure out like how to do it, and then some other people came up and like stuck their feet, and we just kind of stared at them. They're like, what, we're not allowed? Oh, I'm sorry. It's like, okay, bye. Sassel Insanity. I mentioned having had a traumatic moment last time I attended at Great America. I feel so bad for the characters I possibly scared during the blackout I experienced. Just means they rocked. Aww. Yeah, I feel bad for those that, like, fall over or pass out. As long as they have fun. Yeah, because we don't want to hurt anybody. But if it happens, I laugh if I know they're okay. Like, if they fall over, I'll be like, oh my god, are you okay? And then if they start laughing about it, it's like, okay, now I could laugh at your misfortune. Ha 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 ha, schadenfreude. Ha ha, sucks to be you. I did that. I claim it. Vincent, you're pretty Noel. I'm not simping. Thank you. Sasu, my heart, that is so wholesome. Yeah, we try and be wholesome. We try and help people out.
We're decent-ish.
We're decent. Nick, not so much.
Oh my god, Nick was like everywhere in that zone. I'd be like roaming down the street and I'd see him like chilling in the potted plant area, and I'm like, what are? And he just like
he was everywhere. I remember when he came back from that concert. I forgot what the concert was.
It was like System of a Down or something.
Yes, it was System of a Down. He went to see System of a Down, and he comes back and he starts saying the lyrics like super loud and fast in people's ears as a scare. He would like sprint up to someone and go, "Stop! No, makeup." Like, those are not even the lyrics.
Oh, I loved it. Me and Nick actually got a picture with one of the guys from System of a Down.
No way!
Awesome. It was so cool.
Oh, I'm jealous. Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, we were so excited. Like, because originally Nick was gonna do the picture, but then the camera guy came up to me and he's like, "Come on, come here." And I was like, "Yeah."
Was it Mike? Oh, I love Mike.
Oh, I love Mike. Mike was so awesome.
He was so great. Oh my god. I wish I could have taken more pictures with celebrities. Do you remember who you took pictures with?
Oh, geez. Oh, my gosh. Somehow they pulled me in for everything. Because I think I was the least, Sue happy character.
You were one of the like, the wolves are known to be one of the scarier characters on the street rather than the zombie kids. That we could actually scare, but my dress ended up being too Cinderella.
Yeah, too Cinderella.
Yeah, so they were like, we can't copyright. Poor Aubrey could not get a single picture because it straight up said Disney on the tag. It was like, we can't use you. Oops. Mine was just a blue dress. Like, it doesn't have to be Cinderella.
It's different. It's got blood on it. Like, it works.
It's torn at the ends.
I took pictures with the guy from System of a Down, Dua Lipa. That one was fun. Then there was Tori Spelling, Kendra Wilkinson. I loved Kendra myself because I was a huge Girls Next Door, I think it was Playboy show. So that was cool for me. Ian, the guy from who was in 90210 with Tori, but also he's Sharknado dude.
Oh yeah, I remember when you were excited about that one for sure.
Was okay. I think it was like Mackenzie Ziegler.
Okay.
And then Mandy Moore and Wilmer Valderrama. That one was cool. I feel like I'm forgetting a few of them, but those were the ones that I can remember. Ashley Tisdale. I think it was like Ashley Tisdale and some of her friends. Nice.
I remember I was on the street when Tori Spelling got her picture taken, because she was, how do I say this? I did not scare her. I tried to. She did not have a great reaction. It was just so mean. She didn't like say anything. It was just like the way she looked at me was just like, seriously, get out of my way kind of attitude. I was like, Tori, why?
Kendra was cool. She was very happy.
Oh, good. I wanted to scare Ashley Tisdale. She seems nice.
She was pretty cool. She was nice.
Yeah, and now she's pregnant, as far as I know.
I know.
Our childhood. Oh
my gosh, it's crazy. Jonas Brothers are all married.
Oh my god, that's right. I didn't think of it like that. Oh my god.
Two of them have babies.
Wait, two have babies?
Yeah. Joe and Sophie just had their baby, like a couple months ago. Yeah.
Time goes by so fast. Congratulations, Joe. Joe Jonas. Not that you'll ever see this or know who I am.
Watch. Joe Jonas comes and says hello.
Wow! No way! Crystal Clear 20, what is your favorite or most memorable Karen interactions? Did you have
Karen interactions?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Did you ever have a Karen interaction?
People were usually pretty okay, but there was this one girl who came up to me, and it was similar to you're not scary. She was like, she came up with her friends, and she's like, you're not scary. She's like, you're not scary at all. And she said something else, but all I remember was like, I looked at her through my boo-hole eyes, because this was towards the end. My boo-hole eyes, good lord. My eyes.
Your boo-hole.
Boo-hole. I looked at her through my like actual eye holes, and I went like this, and followed her out of the scare zone, just clapping, and her friends were cackling, and she's like, okay, I get it. And I just kept doing it the whole time. She's like, I get it, because scare zone went for a long time. And she's like, I get it. And I was just like, the whole time.
You're dedicated. If we got nothing better to do, we're going to follow you out the zone as sarcastically as possible.
I know. I was like, do you see other people to scare? No, I'm going to follow.
Even if there was, I will still find a way to follow, because I'm petty.
I had a teenage boy do the same thing. She tried to scare me and then be like, you're not scary. And I was like, okay. But a teenage boy did the same thing. He tried to scare me, and so I did the same following. And his mom was with him, and she's like, see, that's what you get for being a... I was like, ooh,
Called
mama.
out by mom. Ooh.
I was like, oh, mama, getting it.
I love moms like that. It just called them out on their shit. Oh my God.
It was the best.
I love it. The most Karen moment I had, other than, like, I'll get a person every once in a while who's like, how dare you scare my child? Or how dare you scare my girlfriend? It's like,
how dare you bring your child to a scaring?
You paid to be here. What are you talking about? I'm just doing my job. But the other Karen moment, I wouldn't say it's so much a Karen moment as like,
yeah.
I don't know. They were just having a bad day, I guess. But I was moving in my zone. It was super crowded. I can't see out of my mask. I was trying to get around some people, and I think my dress caught on someone's water bottle. It was like a plastic water bottle.
Oh,
it wasn't like a tumbler or anything like that. So it's like, yeah, I get it. They paid like $5 for a bottle of water, but it was half empty anyway. Like, what are you going to do? And so I knocked it out of their hand by accident. And I felt like that little tug. So I looked back to see what it was, and I couldn't figure out what happened. So I just kept going. And then security called me over with the two people. And I had to drop character at that point because I was talking to security. Right. And the woman was like, she walked by and she purposely knocked something out of my husband's hand. It was his water bottle, blah, 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 blah. And I tried to explain, like, I can see only this much. Like, I can't see. It's crowded. I tried my best to get around you, but it's also later in the night and I'm tired. You have to understand, like, it was just an accident. It was just a water bottle. I'm sorry that happened to you. And then they eventually did apologize. They were like, they lightened up a little bit. They're like, sorry, we were just having a bad day because we didn't think it would be so crowded and all the lines and all this stuff. We were just having a bad day. And I'm like, understandable that you want to take it out on me, but also you have to understand I'm a person. I got a job to do. Like, I'm sorry that happened, but it was completely by accident. Like, you have to watch out for us more than we watch out for you when we're in the mask and we're in the costume and we can't breathe, see, or hear anything. Like, we're trying.
We're giving it our best shot.
Yeah, I would say that's less of a Karen moment, more just like a bratty moment. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a Karen-ish.
Karen-ish. It started out as a Karen moment, and then they apologized, and that diffused the situation a little more. So that was nice. Sasu, the wolves made my evening. I was scared, and my BFF sat with me at the corner of the wolf lodge, and we watched the wolves lurk, and they were the best zone, to be honest. Next to seeing the vampire chase a teen screaming at full sprint out of club blood in the distance. Oh my God. And then Dua, commenting on the Dua Lipa.
Yeah, that was a cool picture.
Let's see, James Clark,
and
I love your stories.
HHN
Thank you.
posted it on their Instagram, but like that picture, they posted it on their Instagram.
Ah, you're famous.
I was like,
Your famous moments. That was you. You can brag now. Sasa, do you have any clumsy moments you can pleasantly recall?
Yes.
Please, by all means.
It was towards like
just yes, clumsy.
Me clumsy never.
What?
The bruises on my legs do not. It was like towards the end of the run when we just started playing around with each other. So it was when me and one of the chainsaws were playing fetch. Yeah. But we would do like this fetch thing, and then we would like both scatter and scare people. So as of course, you know, our vision is like this big. And my skirt was just, I had to pin my skirt on the side sometimes because it would get loose. Because, you know, from all the running. And so at one point, I guess it sank a little bit. So as I'm turning to like scare and, you know, like jump into somebody and lunge, my big boot, because I like wore these huge boots, it just caught my skirt and I literally ate it. I fell to the ground. I was like, I just popped back up and I was like, this is awkward. And like 2 minutes later, my phone started going off and I was like, break time!
And on that note, I'm going to tumble on out of here.
But
Yeah!
that was a very clumsy moment.
I think I remember you telling me about that. You were like, girl, I just ate it.
Like, I ate it so hard. And everybody around me saw it. Because they were watching our little performance because we were playing fetch. So they just, like, all I hear was, ooh. This sucks.
Oh god, I think the most clumsy moment wasn't really a clumsy moment for me, but it was when I took a tumble from the stilt walker stepping on my foot.
Oh no.
It wasn't so much clumsy, it was just like I didn't know how to scare with stilt walkers at the time, and it was definitely my fault. I got in front of the stilt walker as he was making a scare, and he ended up stomping on my foot that has a previous injury already on it. And I just remember my thought going like, the stomp itself did not hurt, thank God for the boots, because that could have broken my foot easily, but the boots protected it. It was like such a slow fall. I remember it all in slow motion. It was so embarrassing because we had like a crowd of people too. So he steps on my foot, and I remember the thought being, I think, no, that doesn't really hurt. Why is everything going sideways? Oh, I'm falling. I'm just going to lean into the fall now. There's no fighting this anymore. And I just fell over. And I couldn't tumble out of it like I normally would because he was still on my foot. He didn't realize he was on my foot. And so I had to like tug on his pant leg. And I'm like, excuse me.
You're on me.
I'm turtling so bad right now. You gotta get off of me. And then it gets off, and he felt so bad. And he hands out his hand to me, and as I was using it to try and like get up, but he was using it to pull me up. So because of both of the momentum of us going at the same time, he ended up flinging me in the air a little bit.
It's a flying wolf.
Flying wolf. And it was so embarrassing because everyone was watching it. We had like a whole like crescent moon of people around us. So I'm flung in the air a little bit, and I land, and like a hero's landing, and I run to the sky to try and part people, and I'm like running around and like trying to scare everyone to make up for it, and it ended up being just so cringy. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go off set now. But it was fun. Like my ankle hurt after that, obviously, but it wasn't like so bad where I was limping all the time. It could have been way worse. But that was definitely an embarrassing moment where I'm like, I tumbled hard. It wasn't even a tumble hard. Like I tumbled slowly, and I was just like on my side going, help me, get off of me. I'm a wolf. I'm so intimidating, but right now I'm on the ground. Oh.
I'm flailing.
I think it was Donnie. I think Donnie was the one who was the stilt walker. Bless his heart. I saw him at Disney once too.
I saw Donnie at Disney too.
Oh, it was so nice. I like seeing people outside of scaring and seeing them like at their other jobs. I wonder how he's doing with the 28,000 dismissed.
Yeah.
Side eye to Disney. My boyfriend misses his job.
Side eye to the state of California for being rude.
But hey, there's hope now.
Hopefully.
There's hope. There's no guarantee. There's hope. Sasu, and it was that moment that Noelle left chat and Joe was very confused. Right? Pretty much. James Clark, new parents with a newborn. Any stories? Any newborns?
Ooh.
Any newborn scares? I try and avoid newborns because I don't want to traumatize the children. I'll try and do the parents instead, but I've never traumatized kids. Put that on a resume. Traumatized children.
Huh. Alright. I don't remember babies.
I've definitely seen kids in strollers. They weren't like newborns. I have seen a couple newborns like in the pouch, like the front pouch.
Yeah.
Like carrier that the mom has. But the baby would be like not sleeping, but like buried in the mom's neck or something, hiding.
Yeah. Could you imagine just like going up to a baby with your face, just be like, hi?
My friend William actually did scare a newborn, and he felt so bad about it because he, like, the way he describes it is he saw the parent, but he didn't realize that the parent was holding a baby. And he never wants to scare babies because he's a sweetheart, you know. But he goes up, tries to scare the parent, slowly looks down and sees the baby's face go from like to and he felt so bad. He just it haunts him to this day. Yeah, but that's the newborn story. Let's see. Crystal Clear 20. Karens wouldn't need a costume to be a real scare actor. It's funny, I went to Spirit Halloween to buy my Halloween costume this year, and I saw a Karen costume.
I saw pictures online. I was like, oh god.
The Karen masks. You don't even need a mask. Just wear a wig, the Karen cut, you know? The Karen's line would, "Can I speak to your manager?" and then proceed to growl like a chihuahua. I would love to play a Karen as a scare actor and have like the makeup of like, you know, like super like wrinkly and veiny and like patch like those sunspots everywhere and like the haircut and then, you know, like maybe some white contacts or something. Go, "I want to speak to your manager," you know, just.
There should be a 2020 like house, and it should just be different rooms for each month that we've been in this. So like one room will just be the Karen room, and they've all got like Chardonnays and be like, excuse me.
I would love that. Like just have the table of Karens and like they walk in, but they're like behind a desk of like a Starbucks, and then there's all these Karens going, "I need to speak to your manager," but I need one room that's like all black, lit up spotlight on one person really far away, and the whole scare is they go that's the whole scare, and then they walk around like, "No!"
And better is like as you're exiting that room, you just hear Cardi B's voice go, "Coronavirus!"
just the one person. I just want that to be a room.
I would be that. I would love to be that person. That would be the best.
And then we'll switch each other out. I'll walk in and say, "Excuse me," and then you cough at me. I'm like, "Oh no!" And then you walk away and I go, "I got it now." And that's our switch. That's how we switch every time. It's just like, "Excuse me." "Oh God, no!" I love that.
Oh my goodness.
For the 2020 house, Creepy Among Us. Have you played Among Us? Do you know what that game?
I have played Among Us. Actually, I got a little thing and I played one game with Sky.
We should play together.
We should.
I have like a whole team of people, so it'll just be like us in Discord.
I love it.
Yeah, so we'll go in Discord. The way we do it is like we go in Discord, and then when we are gameplay time, we mute ourselves, and then when it comes to discussion, we unmute ourselves so we can discuss through Discord rather than typing. But if you died, you remain muted.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's really fun.
I'm still kind of new at Among Us because like there was a few times where I was the imposter and I just failed miserably at it.
Use it to your advantage because I did that so much where I was the imposter and everyone's like, "Noelle, where were you?" And I'm like, I honestly don't know. I was like upper on the map. I don't know. My favorite is like saying, "Hey, how do you vent like so-and-so did?" And everyone's like, "Okay, voting that one out."
I know. People would be like, "Orange, you're kind of sus." And I was like, dude, I'm just trying to like do my task because I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm just trying to Oh my God, Glenn killed me so many times when he was imposter. He would kill me first because we would like pair up, and for those who don't know, Glenn's my boyfriend. But we would pair up, and a lot of the time he would be the imposter, and then he would wait until we're both alone, and then my gut instinct was like, "Noelle, you gotta run." But then it was too late, and he killed me, and I'm like, and then he'd be like, "Who killed my girlfriend?" I'm like, "You bitch."
I always love the ones when you die and it's the ghost chat because that stuff always goes lit.
I love the ghost chat. Oh my God, it would be great. I wanted to like cosplay as an Among Us character, but I don't have the money at the time. So, oh man, oh well. There was sometimes we're so off topic when it comes to scaring, but I love Among Us. And I'll play with some of Glenn's friends sometimes, and one of them, his friend's name is Kurt. So Kurt would be in the chat every once in a while, and I don't know how people lie. I don't know Glenn's friends that well yet to know when they're lying. Hell, I don't even know when Glenn's lying, and I need to work on that. So I don't even know when he's lying. He thinks he knows when I'm lying, but I'm really just telling the truth extra hard to try and be convincing. And then he's like, and then I'm not the imposter. He's like, oh wait, you were telling the truth. I'm like, I told you. But Kurt, I noticed a trend. It started off as a joke, but I was right every time, so now I know. Where we would be chatting, and we would not know who the imposter is at all. So I would suggest, okay, well, maybe we just skip this round. And then if Kurt is the first one to say, yeah, I think we should skip, I'd go, guys, it's Kurt, vote him out. He's like, what? And I'm like, guys, it's Kurt, trust me, vote him out. He's like, no, what are you doing? It's Kurt. And then they would, as a joke, vote Kurt out. But every time he has been the imposter when that's happened. So I tell people, hilarious. I'm like, I honestly, Kurt, I did not know. I'm so sorry that I voted you out because of that. It started off as a joke, but just don't be so extra happy to skip, man. That was my tell.
Right?
If you're the first one hopping on it, you're not convincing. So, yes. I'm just trying to see. That would be epic. Yeah. So the 2020 maze would be Karen's, and you would walk in, and you're behind like a Starbucks counter, and then all the Karens are like, remake my drink. I didn't order this, even though it's exactly what I ordered. I want to speak to your manager, and just yelling. And then you walk around, loop around to another room, and then it's just a black room with a single spotlight on a Scareactor really far away, and they just go. And then you hear coronavirus. Then you go into another room, and it's Among Us characters, and they all just like singly point at you and go sus.
Oh, another one could be like another black room, and all you just hear is like the buzzing of bees. You know, like the murder hornets.
Murder hornets. Oh yes. And then just like I don't know, some of Trump's speeches. I don't know. And then wildfires, like you feel extra hot in a room. It's all the wildfires. I don't know. William. Hi, William. TP forts, maybe. Oh yeah, a room just full of toilet paper. Oh, yeah. I got it. Pepper's ghost effect, where it's a pile of toilet paper and then just disappears.
Yes.
And it goes back and forth.
You can make it like a post-apocalyptic room too, and then just like all this stuff.
Yes, absolutely. That would be funny. We got to do a 2020 maze. I think we're really off topic for like stories, though. We should get back.
Whoops.
Whoopsie poopsie. You got any other stories that you want to tell?
I had a guy yell. This was in Orlando. I was the Queen of Hearts in the Alice in Wonderland house, which was honestly a really awesome house. And everything would glow in the dark. So I had like glow in the dark makeup, and I was sitting on a throne, and this guy yelled his phone number at me as he was walking through.
Did you remember it? Did you call it?
No.
Damn.
It was like, all it was just like, he was like by my throne, and I just hear 57688. Okay.
Numbers back at you.
Yeah.
You should have said 3 of spades.
Off with his head.
Ah. I'm trying to think of like other times. Like people definitely hit on me as the wolf, but I don't remember specific occurrences where people would like. This is not a Scareactor story, but there was a time someone full on asked me out while I was at work once. Just because of my personality, I guess. I was working at Madame Tussauds, and I was doing like you do a little photo shoot when you first go in front of a green screen, and I was that person. And there was just this one guy, I don't know if he was like on vacation or he was a foreign exchange student or what his deal was, but he didn't know English very well, so I was trying my best to like speak slowly and enunciate so he could get it, but I was like super animated because that's just my character that I put on when I do the photos, like, okay, now you hold this Emmy, and oh, you won an Emmy, whatever. Oscar, it was an Oscar. Hold this Oscar. And, I send him on his way. He gets lost. He comes back down the stairs he was not supposed to go down, but it's a confusing, staircase assembly thing. So he comes and he ends up back where he started in my little area. And I go, oh, are you lost? He's like, oh, yes, I think I am. And I'm like, okay, well, I could direct you over here in order to find the celebrity wax figures. And he's like, okay, thank you. Also, I just can't get your personality out of my head. Would you like to go on a date with me? Like, you are so sweet. But no, I'm working. Please let me direct you away.
Bless him.
Oh, it was like, oh, my heart. Like, I would have said yes, but not while I'm working. Sorry, but also, I don't know you at all. Stranger danger. I'm trying to think of like other scare. I remember our little competition that Ryan put us in. It was like we would try and one up each other. Do you remember that?
Oh, I think so.
It was like toward the middle of the run, and we would go in and we would like talk about some of our best scares in our set to our supervisor, and he would turn to the other and go, "They did this. What are you gonna do?" And just kind of like pin us against each other. I don't know if you remember that, but
I think I do. It's starting to come back to me, and I was like,
do you remember our dance parties?
Oh yeah, I remember our onesie parties too.
Onesie parties. We would wear onesies. We would wear onesies sometimes. Crystal Clear, what is a time you might remember that a person was super creepy, like commenting on your costume or something? If you don't mind me asking, I have plenty of those.
I know you do. I think you have them more than I do. Unfortunately. I for some reason, I feel like I got a little lucky. People didn't really try and mess with me that way, as far as I know.
As far as I see. It's like we were so hyper-focused on trying to see out of our masks that we lost feeling everywhere else.
I know.
I did not feel people, like, petting me sometimes, but other people saw it, so they would report them, like, I don't know.
I think I also got lucky because my cape was just so big, so it just kind of draped over my body, so, like, people couldn't tell what I was.
Yeah, that's true. That cape, I think, did a good thing for you in that regard, because I only had the dress, and it was drooped over one shoulder, like it was cut off there, revealing one of my boobies. Not really. It was still wolf. All fur. It was great. But yeah, I have this story on my YouTube if you want to hear the full one of this man groping me, and he got banned for life. He did it twice. He got away with it twice because that one security guy was awful. But yeah, I definitely got like full on, it was not good. A lot of people commenting on my dress. I got a lot of compliments on the dress, and I would sometimes curtsy if they were like cool about it. I would be like, oh, thank you, like kind of thing. It's well, thanks. Like, oh girl, I love your dress. Me? Stop. I love playing around with people like that. If they're cool, if they're cool to play around with you, we'll go along with it. Like, I'm gonna drop the wolf a little bit and just be like, stop. Me? Oh. When I was Purge, I was in a very short, tight American flag dress, very revealing, but it was comfortable and it wasn't like too revealing, And I was the only girl in the zone at the time. It was like 3 of us working the zone. And since I was the only girl, of course, there would be comments on that fact. And a lot of people would be walking by going, oh, she's the pretty one. Oh, she's cute. Oh, there's the girl. And then try and like come up and hit on me and stuff. But then I would like pretend I like physically hit them. And of course I wouldn't because I'm professional and I'm not going to hit a guest. But a couple of them did fall down. So that made my soul happy. Sasu, Mackenzie, were you red? I forget how many wolves there are.
I was red. I was Red Riding Hood. Yep. It was me, Cinderella, Snow White, and then Little Bo Peep.
Yeah, Sky was Little Bo Peep, Aubrey was Snow White, except for on Sundays. But yeah, we were not the Maze, to be clear. We are the only full transformed wolves in our zone. Yeah. So if you were on New York Street and you saw a full transformed wolf and she was wearing a blue dress, it was me. If she was wearing the red, it was Mackenzie. So you know for sure, like, who is who. Did you have a tell, like, when you had friends come through, and we're not allowed to say who we are, but were you able to communicate with them in some way, like a gesture or something, to say, like, it's me? To confirm them?
Luckily, some of my, like the few of my friends who came through, they knew who I was ahead of time because I told them. And, like, I think I told them my set time, so I was like, I'm going to be here. And they rolled through, and I was like, Wolfie. I was like, boo. But I saw some of my friends that I knew that I ran up to them, and I was like, They just looked at me like, hi.
Oh.
And then later when I saw them, I was like, it was me.
He was like, no way! There was one time I had some friends come through, and I did not know this, but apparently they got really high beforehand. Like, crazy high. Like, they had to go home early because one of them was freaking out high. But they came through my zone a couple times, but it wasn't my set. So they were like, I think we missed you. And I'm like, come back during this time. I will be out there. I promise you this. So they came through and I saw them. And whenever I see my friends and they like linger a little bit, I'll act like a puppy and I'd be like, hi, how's it going? But to confirm, if they stick their head in the wolf mouth to see my eyes, to confirm that it's like, Noelle, is that you? I'll usually boop their nose with my claw as confirmation. Like, yes, it's me. But I remember looking at their faces going like, are you okay? Like, are you okay? Because they were like, Noelle, is it you? It's Noelle! And I'm like, are you guys okay? Turns out they were very high, and then they had to go home soon after that.
Whoops.
Oops. I loved running into people I knew because I would like run into someone and like scare them, and then go like, and I'm like, boop nose. They're like, it is you. I wasn't expecting you, but hi. Captain!
Captain, you want to say hi? Captain!
Hi, Captain! Oh, he's got the toy! Hi, Captain! Hi! Hi, Captain! Oh, he's so cute.
Like, put his paw on my arm, and I was like, okay.
Precious little bean. I remember when he was just tiny.
By the way, Captain's not mine. He's the other wolf sister, Sky's.
Yeah, he's Sky's dog.
Sky.
When I was over at Sky's on Halloween, I just could not stop commenting on how big he's gotten because he was such a little puppy when I last saw him.
He's a big.
Yeah. By the way, in case you guys didn't see it on TikTok, my friend Sky and I did a Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. We did a photo shoot, but we did a couple TikToks while we were in costumes, so check those out on my TikTok. Crystal clear. It's a pupper! Yes, it is a pupper. Captain. Captain, my captain. Yes. I'm trying to remember of like other stories that we have. Do you have other stories of when you were in Orlando? Because we could talk all the time about us being wolves, but
right. I was on fire crew in Orlando, so I just kind of filled in empty spaces. I remember one haunted house I was in. I forgot what the name of it. I forgot which one it was, but this teenage kid came through the haunted house with his dad, and they were flipping me off, and I was like, "That's mature."
Okay.
I was like, really? Okay. And, just gross dudes coming through in that same house because the room, like, they would empty into my room and then the line would go through the corner and there was, like, this set of windows and they would literally, like, dudes would rip the curtain just to peek in the window just to stare at me. And I'm like, why are you being weird? Just go away. Nobody wants you.
I really don't understand why people are so obnoxious like that. It's like the toxic masculinity of like trying to feel like you're in control by touching things you shouldn't. It's like, no, just go through. Stop breaking stuff.
One fun time that I had in Orlando, it was on a street and I was like a trick-or-treater from a asylum or something. And I was like going through swinging my little pail and I was like, trick or treat, smell my feet, I'm gonna kill you in your sleep.
I love that! I'm gonna say that on the daily. I love that rhyme. I'm gonna steal that rhyme. Is that from something?
No, I think I just made it up.
Do I have permission to use that sometimes? Because that is awesome.
Go for it.
Oh, did you get to keep the pail?
I was like, I just look like I got blood on me, so let me just say something stupid.
I love playing creepy little kids, but I can never play a creepy little kid convincingly because I'm so big. I'm an adult.
I was a pretty tall kid.
A pretty tall kid. Because we are tall. That's why we were the wolves.
We are.
Speedy, are there security cams in there for your protection? We had a couple cameras in our zone, but nothing specific. Like in the mazes, yes. Out on in scare zones, maybe a little bit.
I was in in the American Werewolf in Orlando in the house, and it was in the movie theater, and there was really no barrier. So there was one point where I was sitting there, and these teenagers literally crowded around me, like they were waiting for me to stand up so that they could, I don't know, shove me or fight me or something. They literally crowded me, so I just sat there completely still the whole time. And they just kept saying, they're like, oh, you know, like, do something, like, come at us, and blah, blah, blah. So I just sat there. And then eventually one of the people that stand in the house, in the hallways and stuff, they came through and they were like, hey, they're like, absolutely not, keep going. But yeah, security in the houses and like the scare zone's pretty intense.
I kind of wish security was better in our zone, because there was one security person who was on top of it. Like, she was awesome, and she was just like, she was spot on. Huh?
I remember her. She was just like, she would literally be like, no.
Yeah, she would come charging in before anyone could even do anything. I'm like, you are amazing. I just want you to know that. But then there's like a handful of security people that's like, you go up to them. I think I told you this, where Aubrey and I had a deal, like the Snow White Wolf and I had a deal where I can't see. So if someone bugged me, she would point at the person and walk through the zone pointing at the person while I went and got security. And there was this one time where I told security, hey, you see that wolf over there pointing at this guy? Yeah, get him. He hit me. He pushed, like, he shoved me. Get him out of here. And then security's like, where? Okay, you see the wolf? Yeah. Who is she pointing at? That guy? Yeah, him, get him. Where?
Oh my god.
And I gave him a wolf escort straight to the guy, and I was like, him! Here! This guy! Right here! Even the guy was like, me? I'm like, yes!
Oh my god, Aubrey got this one dude one time who apparently tried to mess with me, but I couldn't tell. Because like all I saw was like, I kind of turned a little bit because I think I was going to turn around. And all of a sudden I see Aubrey's arm stretching out to the security guard in front of us, and she's just like, he touched her! And I was like, wait, what? And the security guard literally, like, the dude was literally walking in between me and Aubrey and the security dude. The security guy grabbed his arm and he was like, let me tell you something. I was like, ooh.
Ooh, I love that. I love when security actually does their job.
Oh, it was insane. And then I like went backstage because it was my break time, and at one point our manager came up to me. He's like, so the guy's getting kicked out, like, what do you want to do? And I was like,
go back on set?
No, he came up to me and he was like, so are you okay? Like, what do you want to do with him? And I was like, I didn't even know he was bothering me. I was like, I don't care. So then it's like 5 minutes later, he comes back and he's like, yeah, he's getting kicked out. He started a fight with security. I was like, what?
That's the worst thing you can do. Why would you start a fight with security? It's like, I don't want to get kicked out, so I'm going to fight security. What? You're definitely going to get kicked out now.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of loved our scare zone and our break area because we were in the middle of everything. Anytime somebody was getting arrested or being dragged by the cops, we saw it because their station was where our break room was. So it was the best.
I remember being taken to the station.
I remember one time I was on the street and all of a sudden I just see this huddled group of flashlights and like security literally like strong arming, carrying this dude into the back. And I was like, ooh. So when it was my break time, I came back there and I was like, yo, guys, what happened? And I think it was like he got caught trying to like take his pants down in front of a girl or something. I was like, what is
wrong with people?
What are you doing?
I remember there was this one dude who ran through our zone saying, you can't catch me! And then like a few feet behind was like 2 or 3 security officers flashing their flashlights in a row, and they're just walking behind him, and he's like scurrying around like, you can't catch me! And they're just like calmly walking behind, flashing flashlights at him. I'm like, okay. All right. That's a thing that happened. Remember the guy with the dildo?
Oh my god, I do remember that guy.
And Diamond was there.
Didn't you steal it from him?
I was gonna say Diamond found him, but more like he found her. And this guy comes in. I don't know how he got through security, but he comes in and he has like an apron on. And,
he had like skirt or something, apron skirt.
Yeah, it was like an apron skirt or something, and he would like flash a dildo. Like, it wasn't like him flashing, but it was like he would flash a dildo. And it was on all the walkie-talkies of someone saying like, someone brought a dick in, someone brought a dildo, watch out for the dildo. And we were all talking about like, who's gonna find it? And then Diamond goes, guys, I guarantee I'm gonna be the one who ends up finding this. And then on the next set or something, she goes on the set, she comes back, she's like, I was right. I was out there. The guy just came up. I was like, want to see something? Full on flash with the dildo.
Oh, do you remember the day that somebody like hacked one of the screens and put porn, like all the screens, and just like it was just straight up porn for like 30 minutes?
I did not realize what it was, but everyone was like Snapchatting about it, and I saw it. I saw something. I was like, that's not what it should be. It should be the wait time. But it's like, it was porn. Like, someone was playing porn on the wait time screens. And everyone's like, who hacked this? Oh, that was funny. That was a good memory. Everyone remembers that. Everyone's like, hey, remember the porn that was playing? Oh, that was hilarious.
Because California's HHN didn't start selling alcohol until, like, recently, like a few years ago, but Orlando had been doing it forever, for like a long time. And I'm talking like not just the beer that California had been serving, I'm talking like straight up blood bag shots. And like just like they had the bars in, because like Universal Orlando, where HHN is, they have I think like 2 or 3 bars. There's one that I know of for sure. So like straight alcohol pouring. So when I was doing orientation here in California, and he talked about, he's like, yeah, we're going to start selling alcohol, but you know, like, it'll be fine. And I just wanted to cackle so hard because there were so many bad stories in Orlando of like people, like I think I remember hearing a girl who's like was in her boo hole, and this couple like tried to fight her in her boo hole. Like they grabbed her shirt and like tried to follow her inside backstage. Oh, God. I was like, guys, the alcohol is just going to make it so much worse.
Well, we all kind of laughed at that point. At least to ourselves. It wasn't like full-on roaring laughter, but we were all like, that is such a bad idea, at least for us. Like, we know Universal's all about the money, you know, and they want to sell alcohol because that would be better for them. But, like, $16 for a cup of beer, like, come on. So, of course they're going to make some profit, but for scare actors, drunk people do not make good scares. They are more likely to have fight or flight kick in, and most likely they are going to fight. And when people are drunk, all they see are monsters to play with, rather than understanding that we're people and we're actors and don't mess with us. So, have you scared beer out of people's hands when we were wolves?
I can't remember. I feel like I might have, but I don't. I know I chased a lot of people. Like in like the food lines, I'd come up to people and like, hi, and they just run screaming, and I'm like chasing after them.
The people that would hide in line. It's like, oh God.
I got somebody's beer like a little bit, but.
Did you? I did. I made someone vibrate her beer onto herself. It was really funny. I specifically would target people with beer in hand because I wanted them to spill it, because it's like, ha ha ha, I know how much you spent on that beer. Oh, God. I know how bad you're going to hurt. At least your wallet's going to hurt if I make you drop it. So I would try my best to get people to spill it. And I was very successful once because I popped out and scared this. She was like a petite little lady. And she had a beer in hand. She was like talking to her friend. And I pop out. She goes, ah! And like, little bit at a time, it would like fall onto her. It wasn't just like all at once. It was like until it was out, and I was like, sorry, not sorry. I remember Stanley got beer thrown in his face, and that was not cool.
Little Stanley.
Stanley was the best, man. He would look out for all of us. Oh God, he was just such a great guy. And he was the one to point out, like, when the horrible groping thing that ended up getting the guy banned for life happened, and I still came back the next day. He was the one to point it out, and I was like, thank you for acknowledging that, because it was really tough to come back the next day, because I was scared it would happen again. And I ended up taking the day after off, but that was just because the day after the incident happened, and I was too stubborn to stay home and, like, mental check myself, just ended up being a horrible day. for everybody. The crowd was so bad. And you know those days where the crowd is just, I don't know. Yeah, they're just like all grumpy. No one is getting scared. If they are getting scared, they're getting angry about it rather than having fun. It was just one of those days. So I was like, okay, I'm taking a day off now. Goodbye. It's been a bad weekend. Toodaloo.
We were also worried about you after that because it was tough.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as it sounds.
Because, wolf sisters protect each other.
It was like me cowering in the bathroom calling my mom, like, what did I do? I just remember coming off that set and I just take my mask off and go to our supervisor and say, I need an incident report. I was like crying in my mask. I was like, incident report. And he just looks at me and goes, yeah. My mic. Okay. I accidentally stepped on my preamp. Oops. But I do remember that. I was just like,
Is it me?
Sorry?
I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me.
I don't know if it's me or...
It's me. Hold on. Okay.
I was like, is it me?
Hold on. It was not you. Sorry. There we go. Now we're back. I was just like clicking around going, no, stream's not starting soon. I gotta get the intermission off. It was because I stepped on my preamp a little bit, enough to like knock it loose, and then I had to go back into Discord and say like, reconnect the mic, please. So that was my bad. Technical difficulties, but I got it back real quick. Let me check chat. Speedy here. Yeah, okay, so it was just Discord. Like, everyone else could hear me, but it was just Discord who was like, hey, the mic disappeared for a brief moment.
Perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember that day. And I remember a lot of incidents happening like that where it was like, we were on set. We would look out for each other. That's the best thing about scare acting, I could say, is like scare actors look out for fellow scare actors. So I remember like, this one guy came through and it was really weird. I told a story about this on my TikTok, but I cannot express how unnerving it was because it didn't hurt, but the expression on the guy's face was very unsettling because he came through. It was like this guy and his girlfriend, and they were just walking through. And I go up and I try and scare him, and he holds my shoulders and shakes me, but his expression doesn't change at all. It was weird. It was just like, this is a thing I have to do now. I was like, what the F is happening right now? What just happened? And then he walks away and I'm like, what? So I tried to find security and I told them like, follow that guy. And I ran after because I didn't want him to do it to the chainsaws because chainsaws, those are big chainsaws. Those are real chainsaws. And sure enough, he went up to one of the chainsaw guys. I think it was Mike, and shook him too. So I ran up and I was in defense mode and I yelled at him to stop, which I shouldn't have done, but I was like, you need to stop. They're going to kick you out if you don't stop. And then he goes back to me and the expression never changed, whether he was shaking me or the other guy. And then he goes back to me and shakes me again. And the girlfriend was just kind of like, I don't know what happened. So we were both like confused and Mike was trying to protect me and I was trying to protect Mike. And we both went off to fill out incident reports, and I take off my mask and I go, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, are you okay? He shook you more than once. And I'm like, I mean, I'm a little shaken up, haha, but yeah, I'm good. It was just really weird because he never changed expression. He's like, right, that was weird. That was weird.
He's a suspicious one.
Yeah. But then we filled out our incident reports and it was fine. Like, we didn't get hurt by it, but that was weird. Oh. There's a lot of weird people who come through Halloween Horror Nights.
A lot of weird ones.
Do you have any other stories to tell of like weird interactions?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
What was she yelling?
I don't know. This guy's mom.
Oh. Hi, Nina.
It's
I was Harley Quinn on Halloween. Hi.
I have to sing your name. It's so pretty.
Thanks.
Cutie pie.
Thanks.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Well, I saw you, but
Yeah, nice to see you again.
Exactly.
Hi.
So, for those of you who don't know, I'm chilling at the other wolf sister's house right now.
So she's at Sky's house, and Sky's mom is the sweetest thing on this goddamn planet. Last time I saw her, I was dressed up as Harley Quinn, and Sky was Poison Ivy, so that's why I was like, I was Harley Quinn, and like you wouldn't recognize me because I was in full makeup and the cowl and everything, so I had to like remind her, like, and now I'm in a wig. She will never know what I really look like. Every time she sees me now, I'm gonna be in a different wig, and she will be confused. And every time she'll say, "Nice to meet you." It's like we've met many times before.
I love it so much.
We have some recommendations, some requests for little kid stories. If you have any of those.
You know who my favorite little kid was? I'm blanking on her name right now, but the one who became like our mascot on our
What's her name? Trinidad?
Trinidad. She was guys, like we're talking about a girl who just she doesn't scare. She literally like walked through. We gave her like they gave her an honorary chainsaw, and she walked with the chainsaws like on the last night.
She'd have a little stuffed chainsaw, and she would always dress up as like other characters she's seen throughout Halloween Horror Nights. Like she would dress up her face and her she would go full on cosplay.
Yeah.
As us. It was really funny. Yeah.
Apparently, like Sky's whispering to me, she had been going to Halloween Horror Nights since she was 4. Like it's her favorite thing ever.
Yeah, and she's like 11 now or something like that. I don't know how old she is, but she's already in. As soon as she turns 18, like she is a Scareactor for life. Forever. She is so awesome. But it was really funny to meet her because her mom is so sweet, and I met them out of costume, and I was like, "Hi, I'm the wolf girl in the blue dress." She was so deadpan. She's like, "Cool. Hi." And the mom's like, "Isn't it cool? Like you got to meet her." And she was like, "Cool." But she loved us so much. Like she would bring us candy every once in a while. And in my story, I tell a TikTok story of a girl who adopted me. That was Trinidad. We're talking about Trinidad in that story because I would run up to her. And I would go next to her and be like a little puppy. And then she would go and point out my next victim. And I would scare them and then come back. And then she'd go. And then I would go and chase after them too. So, yeah, that was Trinidad. So, many stories of her. She's just so cool. And she doesn't scare, but she supports us so much.
I know.
Yeah. Sazu, any memories of trick-or-treating? Oh, yeah.
Trick-or-treating.
Yeah, this isn't really scare acting, but yeah.
Good lord. I don't know. I don't think so.
Did you trick-or-treat when you were a kid?
Yeah, oh yeah, totally. I think the last time I trick-or-treated was like 8th grade or something because we decided to go out and I was the devil. I barely remember childhood.
So when I was 21, that was the last time I trick-or-treated, and I used the excuse, like, I'm trick-or-treating for my younger sister, but my younger sister was already, like, 17 at that time, too, so it didn't matter. But I wore my dirndl, like traditional Bavarian wear, and I had a stein with me, and I would go trick-or-treating. What are you looking? I can't hear you.
My bad. There's like a conversation going on.
Oh, I see. I was like, are you trying to say something? What's going on?
Hold on while I move locations.
Okay.
But go on with your story.
Okay, so I wore a dirndl and I had a stein with me, but I also had like a pillow sack. And so I was going like house to house, and then an adult would answer, or sometimes a teenager would answer, and that was the most awkward thing in the world. But an adult would answer, and more often than not, the adult would be like, "Oh my God, how old are you?" And I'm like, "I'm 21." And they're like, "Oh, do you want us to fill that stein up with beer?" And I'm like, "I mean, you could legally, because I'm 21, but no, give me candy." And then they give me candy, and then I move on to the next house. And then almost like every other house, if like a teenager was answering the door, it would always be like this kind of like punk kind of teenager, like, oh, I don't want to be here on Halloween kind of teenager. And then I'd be like, trick or treat. And then he'd be like, what are you, like, how old are you? I'd be like, I'm 21, loud and proud, still trick or treating because I love candy and I love Halloween and I am that kind of person. And then the mom or like a parent would come by and say, oh, how nice, look, so-and-so, you're never too old to trick or treat. I'm like, that's right, give me the candy. And I got so much candy that year just because people were like so into how old I was while still trick-or-treating that they would feed me candy. But I was like, that's my last year trick-or-treating, I can't go again. But sure enough, when I was 22, I started dating Berkeley. I don't think you know Berkeley. I dated this guy for 3 years. He was a horrible, horrible human being, but we got along great, at least at the beginning couple years of our relationship. And he had an adopted younger sister who was 10. So I would bring her along trick-or-treating with me so that I could trick-or-treat, but no one would judge me because I was bringing a 10-year-old girl.
Hey, that's what kids are for, right?
And I ended up getting more candy than her because the parents were like, what's the part of parents that he and I were? We were like, no, we're not the parents, but thank you. And they would give us more candy because they were like, oh, we love it when parents dress up with the kids. And we were like, you're not the parents.
My goal is to one day dress up as the Addams Family with my family.
That would be great. Oh, Glenn just saw the Addams Family for the first time in the movie. Yeah, I still need to show him Addams Family Values because apparently the guy who plays Cousin It with the long hair was one of his old professors in college.
What?
Yes. The guy in that costume was one of his professors in college. So he was like, I need to watch Addams Family. While we were carving pumpkins a couple days before Halloween, I was like, oh, do you want to watch like Addams Family or something? He's like, oh my God, can't wait because my old professor is Cousin It in the movie. And I was like, yeah, he kind of shows up every once in a while, but he's not like a main character. He's like, can we watch it? I'm like, yeah. So every time Cousin It was on screen, he was like, oh, that's Professor like I forgot the guy's name. Oh, that's Professor so-and-so. Oh, that's so funny. And he was just cracking up because he could totally imagine that being his teacher.
That is hilarious.
I know, I'm like, your professor's Cousin It.
I love it. I love it.
Sasu Insanity, what got you into acting? What was the moment when you realized, oh, I want to keep scaring, this is my shiz?
Well, what got me into acting is I think I just kind of always wanted to do acting since I was young. And I just always loved the movies and always loved the arts. So I just kind of really started getting into acting that way. I did theater through high school and college. And then I moved to Orlando for a little bit and then moved up to Atlanta and then out here to LA. And I love just being on set. I just love that energy. It's so much fun.
Yeah. And then what got you into scaring and to stay scaring?
Originally I had heard about Halloween Horror Nights when I had lived in Orlando and I went for my first year. And when I was getting back into acting, I heard, about the Scareactor auditions. And I was like, oh, that sounds like so much fun. So I was just like, let's do it. And I just had too much fun scaring people. Even though I was a little scaredy cat pretty much all my life growing up. I hated being scared because I think my dad traumatized me when I was a child.
Oh my.
He took me into a haunted house when I was very little. So I think that kind of scared me. So I hated haunted houses. Like even elementary school ones, I would not, in a hallway, I would not go into.
So don't bring your kids to haunted houses unless you know they can handle it.
Don't bring them until they're older, or they can.
Or if they start getting traumatized and too scared, then take them home. Don't force them through the rest.
Seriously,
because you never know.
No, definitely. Because I remember like going through the streets or like seeing people's kids just screaming bloody murder, and they're like, "You're fine, get over it."
No. Oh. No. I was talking to, I believe it was Justin who I was talking to, and he said that he got into scaring at a very young age because his parents took him to a haunted house at a very young age, and that's what started his interest in it. So his advice was like, you never know if the kid's going to be really into it or really not into it. So I would say meet somewhere in the middle and say, if your kid seems like they might like it, take them, but wait until they're like at least 5 years old. Don't bring them as a baby. They can't comprehend what's happening. All they know is traumatized. So bring them when they're like a kid, 5, 6 at least. And then if they start getting too scared, take them home right away. Don't force them through it, because they will get traumatized for sure. Yeah. Let's see, Speedy. What genre of acting do you do outside of scare acting?
I a little bit of everything, I guess. I did drama, a lot of drama, a couple of mystery, maybe. I think I did a mystery. I was in an improv group in Orlando, so that was fun. Nice. Doing a little bit of comedy. It's intense. I give mad props to comedians and like improv people and the SNL people, because it's just so tough. Just like being, because I have a relatively quick mind, but sometimes when you're in that spotlight, all of a sudden your brain's just like 4 plus 4
big
is
brain
apple.
fart. Big brain fart when that spotlight hits you.
100%.
And then you'll go back and go, I should have said this. I hate that.
Oh, those are the worst. And it's like, or even worse when you come up with that joke like 4 hours later and you're like, God damn it.
That would have been really funny. So then you save in your back pocket waiting for those exact circumstances to come again.
Oh yeah. It's like, because it's totally going to happen.
Of course. Let's see, Sasu. If you go in a group, support your scaredy friends. If you support them, they can keep enjoying events, even sitting off to the side to watch the creatures work. That's supportive. Yeah, support your scared friends. Because if you are one of those scared friends and you're hiding behind another friend, we are going to target you. Mm-hmm. We're going to target the scaredy friend. And
most likely your friends are going to get out of our way.
Yes.
Because they're like, yeah.
Sasu and Sandy, Noelle, have you ever voice acted for a horror audiobook? I have not. I do teen thrillers. That's the one I'm doing now. It's not like horror in any way, but I was in a competition. I got pretty far in the competition before for like a horror voice actor thing for a podcast. I don't know what it was. The funny thing is I fell into that because the guy I was dating at the time, he does like a really good demon voice. He does a really deep voice. And he was a voice actor, and he didn't really get me into voice acting, but he kind of like showed me how to get started, I guess. Yeah. And I had not started. I had no training whatsoever, but he wanted to get into this competition for like like horror poems. Like you had to pick a horror poem out of a group of other ones, or like a horror story, and then read that and then send that clip in, and then see if you go to the next round, and then you do another one until they choose a winner. And I think I was like top 3 or something like that. So I was like sitting back. He was doing his horror thing because that's what he does. And he was like, you should enter too. And I was like, no, that's your thing. That's not my thing. And he was like, no, do it. And I was like, okay. So I did my best, and I ended up going to the next round. Hi, Scott. Hi, Scott. I ended up going to the next round, and even the round after that, but he did not make it past that first round, and he was like, kind of jealous. No. I'm like, I'm sorry, but you made me do it. So no, I didn't ever voice horror, but I was a part of that horror competition, and I got pretty far. So I'm hoping I could do my own. I don't know, just like read horror stories every once in a while. I think for more TikTok content. But all my books are in storage right now because I'm moving, so I don't know what to do. Oh, well. I recorded 4 chapters today. I'm really proud of that. I'm going to have my little bragging moment because for those who don't know, recording audiobooks, at least the audiobooks that I record are full novels. And each chapter takes me like an hour to record, and then it takes 3 to 5 hours to edit, and then another like hour for pickups, and then like edit those down. And then I turn that one chapter in, but there are 33 chapters in the book. So I'm halfway through the book. And I am moving. Oh my God. You okay? I was like, everything is upside down. Oops. So my issue right now is I have to be completely out of my apartment in 7 days. And I cannot. So here's the issue. So I'm already halfway through my book. And if I move, there's no place to record where I'm moving to, at least right now. And even if there were, it would sound different, at least ever so slightly. So in order for the book to sound cohesive, I have to record all the chapters in that one spot I have been recording before I move. And I still have like 15 chapters to go. And
Oh
it
my
takes
God.
me like an hour to record. And then my voice gets tired after an hour because it's an hour of talking. So I recorded 4 chapters today to try and make up the time. But I also need to record like 3 more chapters tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And then also pack all my stuff and move. So, your sis is overwhelmed.
A little bit. It
Just a
sounds
little.
like it.
Just a little. But after the 15th, everything's going to be smooth sailing, you know? Everything is going to be good after the 15th. Sasu, not a question, but my cat just got so excited I threw her squishy ball through the crack in my door. She slid by the door to watch it fly, then proceeded to smack her face. I love my furry doofus.
Oh, furry doofuses are the best.
Oh, I just recorded like a straight 2 minutes of my cat having a broken hair tie, so it's just like a string. It's like a rubber band string. And she just held one end in it and tried to make like circles with it. So she was just like, like doing that for several minutes. She was just like, like spinning it around.
I love how we can easily just distract them.
Yeah, I didn't have to play with her. I was like, you good? And she's like, Mine is asleep between my knees here in my recliner. Nice. How's Captain?
Captain is super energetic.
Oh, Captain! Ah, any other questions for Mackenzie, my wolf sister?
Woo!
Are you gonna audition next year if we have a next year?
Probably not. I'm in the middle of career transition.
Are you not gonna be acting anymore?
Potentially kind of like on the side. Kind of just putting it a little bit on the back burner, but I'm gonna get a big girl job.
What you gonna do?
Or I'm working on getting a big girl job, so.
Anything in particular?
Just using my degree and getting into like press work type stuff. So I might be moving to far-ish, East Coast, as I hear Sky in the side going boo.
Aww. Well,
I know.
Well, you know, we'll visit each other and we'll still like Skype and Discord and stuff, and we'll play Among Us.
Yeah.
Yes. I also will be applying for a big girl job soon.
Ooh.
I am doing the same thing because I am an adult now and I want a family, so I need to like plan ahead for that. And acting's fun and everything, but it was never meant to be my lifelong career, you know? And I still love it, so I'm still going to do it on the side. Like, I'm still going to record my audiobooks. I'm still going to go to do theater on the side. And if I'm recording some stuff, I'll still record stuff. But yeah, kind of the same as you, where it's like, I'll do it, I'll put it on the back burner a little bit. I still love it, but it'll be more of my hobby rather than my career. But I'm gonna apply for HR stuff, see if I like it. If I don't like it, then I'm gonna keep with project management stuff. But anyway, boring adult talk. What are we talking about? Let's talk scary.
I know, it's so boring.
Oh, God. It's just, we're so adulty. Ew, adults.
I hate it. I love acting, and my goal was to, you know, make it a living, you know, just getting to make movies and stuff. But while I've been getting into the industry and trying it out and all that, you know, I would check in every few years and be like, hey, you know, like, how's it going? Like, should we continue? And then I think the mess just kind of really made me sit with my own thoughts a little too much, if I might ask. Yeah. And I just kind of realized that, you know, just like you, I just want to be able to have a life and save for the future and save for retirement. And I want to be able to travel more because I'd really love to just travel the world.
Same. We need a wolf
and
sister
not do it
vacation.
On a budget.
Yeah.
Yes, wolf sister vacation.
We'll all go to England again because we'll see Glenn's family, but then we'll also do touristy stuff.
I'm so down to go to England because there was so much we probably didn't do, and then we can go to Scotland and do Scotland.
I would love that. But yeah, so I am gonna have like acting be secondary too. Same with you. Like the mess really put things in perspective because the industry shut down. Like, people lost their jobs, their livelihoods. Like, even if you were part of the union, you were absolutely screwed. Like, I don't want that for my future. I'm okay with that as a side job, but I definitely want to, like, dedicate to something a little more stable. And I think that's what I'd crave. Like, when I was in my early 20s, what I craved was, like, the adventure and the excitement of, like, the acting industry and, like, the fun and everything. And it was fun. And I made enough money to, like, sustain myself, but it's not enough for saving for the future, for, like, kids and college and all that stuff. So, I don't know. It's just like, now that I'm a little older, I think what I crave is the stability and thinking of my future with Glenn too. Like, we're moving in together and we're thinking of, like, possibly getting married one day and, like, having kids and stuff. So it's like things are falling into place and I need to have a big girl job to do that. And maybe my parents would be proud of me, and they are proud of me. I don't mean to say they're not proud of me, but make mama and daddy proud. Getting the money so they don't have to, like, worry about me and how I'm doing in LA all the time.
My mom has always been super supportive of the industry, and then, like, recently, since I've been, working on getting, the job that she's just so excited. She's like, yeah, she's like, I've always wanted you to be an actress and all that and do all that, but I'm so excited to getting a stable job and I don't have to worry about you anymore. I was like, Mom, let's be honest. You're gonna be like 90 and still worried about me.
It's true. It's a mom's job. Yeah. Satsu, fun backstage stories, break room, peeking at those coming in and out of set. Yeah, I guess, do we have any backstage stories? Yeah, we would talk about scares and stuff.
Remember when we had, like, karaoke backstage, and that was, like, my karaoke was always lit, and then my favorite was Nick, and he did the tequila song.
Yes!
The emo depressed guy.
Tequila.
He was like, tequila.
I rapped in German really badly.
I missed that.
Yeah, you were on set at that point, because we had opposite sets, right? So I rapped in German really badly. I was like...
That's really rude. How dare you make me miss that?
I could do it again. I could be just as bad as the first time. Watch me.
I'm ready. Bring it.
I have to remember what song it was. It was, Einmal die Welt. That's what it was. And I'll look it up, and it's by Crow. And yeah, we'll do that. We'll do karaoke night one night. And then just for you, I'll rap badly in German, because it's been even longer since I spoke German, so it'll be even worse. Yes. But fun backstage stories. Yeah, we did karaoke. Someone was playing Everyone Was Kung Fu Fighting, and I had my flats on rather than my boots with socks. And I had the head on, like the wolf head, and I was like, Kung Fu Fighting, and I kicked, and my slipper just totally flew into the air.
I loved when it was raining really hard, and we were backstage forever, and we were just, like, playing Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And it was during a potluck day, so we were just getting fat and playing Mortal Kombat.
We were eating all the food, all the candy, we were playing video games. It was the best. I was just button mashing the whole time because I did not know the controls. I'm like, how do I finish them? It says finish them. I don't know how to finish them. I'm sorry. But that was really fun.
Trick or Treat, like the movie, bought us all voodoo donuts and was like, thank you guys for bringing it to life. And we're like, yeah.
Yeah, that was so nice. Like, they had a little letter on voodoo donuts and all that stuff. But yeah, the makers of the movie were so excited. They were so supportive of our zone and the maze and everything.
Yeah, wasn't it like they just would, like, stand on the sidelines just watching it all unfold because they were like, thank you guys for bringing it to life.
I love people like that. That was like, oh, so supportive. You're making our dreams come true. And I tried to have Glenn watch it to understand the context of our scares and stuff. But the streaming service that we were using was really problematic, like 30 minutes into the movie or something. So we got to the teacher, but that was it. So he still needs to watch the rest. But we will do that. It's text and button mashing almost always works. Almost always. Didn't work for me.
100%.
Sasu Insanity. Do y'all get paid during your sets or once you clock in? Once you clock in and then you clock out, and it's by the hour. So, which is nice because you get some sweet overtime.
Yeah. We always got to.
Being in ours scare zone specifically.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't stop until there was, like, no one else around. So we would finish, like, 2, 3 a.m. most days. It was great. It was great.
There and the last one's out because, you know, we were at the front of the park. So
and we were in the ceremony too. So like we were one of the first ones there. We weren't like the first ones there because some of the mazes opened at like 5 or 6. So we were one of the first ones there, ready for ceremony, and then we were the last ones out. Yeah. So we got the money, honey, out of everyone. It was still not a whole lot, but it was still nice compared to other Scareacting. Yeah.
Nice. Home at like 3 or 4 in the morning, you know, it's great.
Yeah, especially if you have a day job in addition to it.
Oh my god, I'm pretty sure there was one point where I had a day job. Thankfully, I was doing some temp work and they only needed me like 2 days out of the week. So they were like, "What is your schedule?" And I was like, "It'd be better if you gave me like Monday and Tuesday." Oh, there was one time where, it was like at the beginning of HHN and we were just multiple days and I had my day job. So I was up at like 6 and at my day job, or like 6:37 and at my day job by 8, and then I didn't get home until like 3 in the morning. I was like,
those days are the roughest days. Oh my. It was funny because I was also working on City Walk at Menchie's before Halloween Horror Nights, and because I was on the same payroll, like it was Universal, right? Because I was on the same payroll, they said I can't work at Menchie's and Halloween Horror Nights at the same time. So I told my managers, like, hey, is it cool if I like quit for just a couple months and then come back? They were like, yeah, but we'll miss you. So I quit, and then halfway through the season I would still visit every once in a while and be like, hey, what's up, you guys? I'm just stopping by getting some froyo before going to my shift as a scare actor. And they'd say, when are you done? We need you back right now. When are you done, please? And then like a week before we were done, I reminded them like, hey, do I need to like be interviewed again? Or like, how do I get rehired? And they were like, just come into work this day, please. Just as if it never happened. Just come right back in. I'm like, I might need to get retrained. And they were like, no, get back here now. And I'm like, okay. Because I was the one who trained people. So I was like, just messing around. I was essentially a manager without having the title or the pay. Because I was one of the originals. So I knew how to train. I knew everything about it. So I was like, hey, miss me? Yes, please come back. Let's see. Sasu Insanity. Wait, does that mean you can't scare your parents saying you are an actor? Maybe it'll be a threat? Yeah, I could still scare them. I told that to Ryan as a joke and it stuck. Ryan's our supervisor. So he asked me once backstage, are you going to still scare year-round when this is done? And I said, I mean, this job is seasonal, but I do scare people year-round, and you just have to know how to scare them. For instance, my parents, I scare them all the time. All I have to do is remind them I'm an actor. Like, that's all you have to do. So that's what they're referring to. It's Hexton button mashing. Okay. Sasu Insanity. I remember PGA does their ceremony about 7-ish. I recall hanging out till about 5:36-ish, and you could see some of the facades transform. Sometimes solo scarers heading to their stations. That's always awkward when you're walking in character just trying to get to your station.
I know. I remember in Orlando, the way things were set up was weird. So when I was in the Alice in Wonderland house, our break room was in like the Shrek lobby. But our house was across the, like the path, like inside the theme park, over behind like one of the roller coaster rides or something, because they just kind of built it like throughout the park. And so we would have to put on, some of us would have to put on capes. Like I had to put on a cape, but a lot of characters just kind of walk through the streets and were like, meh, at people. But it was just so weird, just like walking through the crowd in a giant cape, just passing people. I'm like, hey.
Hi. I'm out of scene for this. I had to do that for when I was the Purge. I was Pool. 2017, I was doing the Purge Scare Zone a couple times. And because they were near the, their break area was the Despicable Me area and the cafe area, this zone was in between the two Bloomhouse mazes. So it was like you go through one Bloomhouse maze, then that's like Purge Scare Zone, then you go through the other maze. So like in that little zone was where I was. So I had to like get into costume and everything and walk from our entrance and exit area in New York Street through like what was it, French Street? Like where is that? All the way to Despicable Me. And I was not matching the themes along the way. Everyone's like, who's that random purge person? And I'm just like, rawr.
Rawr.
And then people would want to take pictures, and I'm like, no, running with my axe. I gotta get to my scare zone. It's always so awkward. And then you're tired at the end of the night, and you just want to take the mask off, but you can't yet because you have to get backstage first.
It was always so nice at the end of the shift, rubbing off the makeup and then just putting on the onesie.
Oh, the worst was the fake blood. When I had fake blood, it was so hard to get off because you had to like soak it in this specific solution for several minutes and then scrap. And my hands were raw. So raw. And then I felt bad for those who had it on their face too. We had it easy. We had it easy as the wolves. We were just like swipe. We're done for the night. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Oh my god. I remember in Orlando, one night I was the Bride of Frankenstein in I forgot, it was like the San Francisco street, and they would have one set would be like the modern scares, and then the other set, which I was on, was like the black and white, like old classic scares. So I was the Bride of Frankenstein, so I had like this gray just dress on, and they painted me, like gray and white paint all through I was the last person to clock out because I could not get that stuff off.
Oh no.
I tried everything. And then I think that's when I learned, one of the makeup artists told me like having an oil base. So like I would bring baby oil or like jojoba oil or something like that because it helped remove things faster. It was so funny because like later on, when I did a Midsummer Night stream at Zombie Joe's Theater here in North Hollywood, we would be taking off our makeup from the night, and I'd be like, hey guys, do you guys want some baby oil? Jojoba oil? Like, let's go. Like, here you go. And everyone's like, hey, can I have some more? And I'm like, yeah. And we're just like all standing in the mirror covered in baby oil. It's hilarious.
It's like, you know what works.
I think people laughed at me a little bit because I was just like, hey guys, baby oil is totally going to work to get this costume makeup off. So here you go. And they're like, okay.
Sure. Thanks. Sasu and Sandy. Yee, that moment when you remove your wig, cap, pins, head scratchies, all that stuff. Yeah, we just had like the ninja hood and the mask, so the mask would come off after every set, but like it was always relief after that. And the one that hurt the most, I was a nurse in the American Horror Story maze, I think. I don't remember. I was pool one night, and it was like this long, scraggly, red, wet-looking wig, and like green and gross-looking makeup and prosthetics and everything. It was the most makeup I had worn at Halloween Horror Nights, specifically. But the wig was so tight on me for some reason, it was really hurting after a while. And luckily, I was only there for a few hours because it was like the end of the night when I was pool. So I was like, okay, I'm good, but ow at the same time. And it did take a long time to get that makeup off because it was everything. I was like falling asleep as I was taking it off, but it did feel really good to get that freaking wig off me. It was so bad. Get bigger sized wigs. We could always stuff them later.
I know.
We have to wear them for hours with pins in our heads. Like, come on.
The worst.
Also, wear the costumes to know if you can move and also, like, to take them off to pee and stuff. Like, it shouldn't have taken as long as it did for us to get the snaps in our costumes just so we could use the restroom.
I was so thankful for you because you literally were like, every time we clocked in, like, signed in at costumes, you were like, guys.
I was adamant.
Buttons.
I was adamant. I was like, hey, I'm not going to stop bugging you until this happens.
Because it was just nothing worse than, like, having to go to the bathroom and just taking off that hook and eye suit and then just putting it back on after you'd been sweating in it for hours.
Because I would get stuck, and I needed someone's help every time. It was almost embarrassing to have help with your costume every time. Like, someone get the back, someone help me with gloves, someone do this and that. I felt so bad asking for people's help all the time. Anyway, it is 10 o'clock. I think that's our time. To close things out, first off, thank you so much for everyone who's been watching this. Thank you for all the comments. Sazu, I see your comment. I feel bad for so many comments. No, not at all. I love comments. Please.
We love it. We love it.
We love it. We want to talk to you. Please. Thank you, Mackenzie, for your time. I'm going to give you a more proper goodbye once I'm done live streaming, so I'll let you know when that's done. But do you have any advice for new scare actors or anything you want to plug, like your social media or anything to close out?
Yeah, I mean, advice if you get into scare acting, just have fun with it. It's a chance to just go crazy and do fun stuff, and get paid for it. I'd also say just, take your time because it's a long run, so like don't gas yourself too quickly, just casual drive.
Pace yourself.
Just pace yourself totally, and just have fun, eat healthy, drink lots of water. Water will be your best friend.
Yes, stay hydrated.
But yeah, just have fun. In regards to plugs, I mean, my social media is, I guess, public right now. my Instagram, and I'm gonna switch out the link because I do a little bit of writing on the side, so like I have a fun little ramblings of the mind, and I can put the link in my bio on Instagram, but my Insta handle is @Kenzie, KenziEL Martinez. And there's a cool few pictures from Halloween Horror Nights there that you can see. I really don't post that much, so they're not that far down.
That's okay. Make sure to like email me or text me those links so that I can copy and paste them into the description so that people can
totally
see it.
Yeah.
But they will be in the description. Hopefully, if you're watching this after the fact and not in the live stream, it will already be there. Sazu Insanity. Bye, Wolf Sisters. Kick ass and press work.
Yay!
Thank you. Yeah. As for my plugs, this has been Scareactor Stories interview with fellow scare actors. This is my fellow wolf sister from all the fun Halloween Horror Night times. I go live here on YouTube Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, starting at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I will be interviewing more scare actors to come. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. I will update my Instagram stories if there's ever a change in a schedule for whatever reason. Either someone dropped out last minute for whatever reason, or I have to postpone by an hour or two or cancel completely. You'll know that through Instagram, so follow me on Instagram. Subscribe here if you're not subscribed yet. I do a lot of scare actor stuff, but I also do skits and I do Let's Plays, and I'll be updating. Once I have more time to edit, I'll be editing more of my Phasmophobia streams with my friends, which is going to be fun, just like highlights of that. For my Scareactor Plays Horror series. I go live on Twitch, so follow me on Twitch every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I've been playing a lot of Phasmophobia, like I said, so if you want to join in on that, please do. And then Fridays, 5 p.m., not 8, but 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I go live on TikTok. And usually I'll do a 16-tier bracket competition thing if I have time. Also, I'm in the middle of a move right now, so no promises on any of these things. Be nice to me until the move is done in a couple weeks. So, do you take game requests? Sometimes. I cannot afford a lot of games, so if you have a request and I have it, then yeah, I'll play it. But that's about it. Bye from a deployed soldier in, I don't know how to pronounce the name, but Kosovo.
Oh.
Wow. Thank you for being here. That's so awesome.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh my god, I'm so honored. Thank you for your service. Yay. So, thank you so much for everyone. Follow me on all the things, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and Instagram. Also, follow Mackenzie on Instagram, and the link you're going to send me, I'm going to add it to the description below. And
and if you love Captain, he's got an Instagram. I think it's Captain My Captain.
Oh, yeah, he does, doesn't he? I'll add that too if I could find it. I think I follow him.
I think so.
I think I do.
His mother needs to update his Instagram.
Yes, Kai. God.
You can make him famous and he would get plenty of toys. Hello.
He needs more attention, clearly.
I know, you're depriving him.
Neglectful mother.
I mean, it's not like he's spoiled or anything.
Not at all. We're just teasing. Off screen is Sky, so we're just teasing her other wolf sister.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and click the bell icon to know when I go live or update another video. But like I said, awesome. Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, 8 p.m. I go live with fellow Scareactors. Check Instagram stories for updates when I go live. So have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.
We love you.
Bye.